Hey there, Shawna Karrasch here with another Ask Shawna answer. Today's question comes from Carol, and she says, help! On the trail, my quarter horse Bosco has begun to roll when my husband is in the saddle. This happens when he rides him in a pasture where the ground is soft. We've checked his tack, and this is a recent occurrence. Bosco doesn't have any other vices. We love him very much, but I'm fearful for my husband's safety. I enjoy your videos very much, and we are just beginning clicker training. So yay, and thank you. Okay, so this is a basic thing to think of. If any behavior increases in frequency, something's reinforcing it. So it may be, I mean, I don't really 100% know, but something is reinforcing it. It seems like it's something that's new and something that's starting to happen with some regularity. So somehow he's getting reinforced when he does this. So what I'm thinking, because this is what we would typically do, if a horse starts to roll, we jump off. So he is probably finding that reinforcing for some way, shape, or form. And it could be, you know, it's good you check everything. Always check everything physical. Make sure it's good. You check the saddle, make sure it's not a sore back, it's not a this or that. And it doesn't necessarily always mean it is, but always rule those things out first. But I imagine for some reason he finds it more reinforcing to get him out of the saddle or to roll than he does to have him in the saddle. By starting and using the positive reinforcement, which you're just starting, I would kind of directly do the bridge conditioning, you know, do the clicker training portion in the stall where you get the clicker good and solid, you get his manners good and solid. And again, I say do that for about 4 days, twice a day, you know, right when you first get there and right before you go home. Or if you can do it 3 times a day for just a few days. And then I would move on to the target training, even though that may not necessarily be something you'll use for this particular issue that we're going to deal with. But I still teach the target because it's very important. It teaches them, kind of teaches them how to learn in a way, how to play this game, and it gives them some success with the training so that they're all on board. Okay, so do those things, and then what I would start doing is I would start using the clicker and the reinforcement under saddle with him. And you can start it with him if you like, but you can also have your husband start it. And what you're going to look for, basically, you want focus on you. You want whenever he's not rolling. So remember, you want to reinforce the things you want to see more of. So I'd pick something that maybe you want to do. Maybe it's every time you ask him to walk on. And as he walks on, click and reinforce him. And then, you know, do it again. Maybe it's up to the trot and click and reinforce him. And then you can also do downward transitions. Just start reinforcing him from the saddle. One of the things, it's a byproduct that is one of the best byproducts that happens with this training, is their focus really shifts to you and on wanting to please you. So in this situation, I think what's going to happen, instead of trying to get your husband off or any rider off, because if it starts one place, sometimes it moves on to other riders. But instead of trying to get the rider off, he's going to start thinking, you know what? I want the rider on. I want to figure out how to please him. So instead of the focus being on how do I get out of this, the focus instead will be how can I please you? And you're going to start seeing that focus immediately starts going to the rider, because now for the first time the rider really has something in it for him. So I think that as you begin to do it and he starts to get reinforced in the saddle and from the saddle, and be heavy-handed with your reinforcement at first. You want him to think, I can't wait for my rider to get on, because this is when all good things happen, when great things happen. And you could even, this is just another thing that you could do just for fun, that would also build it up, is you could even put your husband in the saddle and just do a training session. You know, so have him target, have him lift a leg, have him target, and then reinforce him and get off, and we're done. So reinforce him with him still in the saddle, and then get off and the session's done. So again, you're building up a good, strong reinforcement history or a good association with having your husband in the saddle, so he looks forward to you having your husband in the saddle. And by doing the sessions like that, he'll think pretty soon when that guy gets on, I get to get a session to get reinforced. But you can also start applying it directly from under saddle. I tend to ride with a waist pack, and I attach a clicker to a riding stick. Even though I'm not using the riding stick end, or I may not be using it, I still use the stick clicker. Is so easy to attach to your riding stick, because you can just have it in your hand so easily. But you know, wrist clickers work as well. So utilize the clicker and feeding him from the saddle, and I think that you're going to have that go away pretty doggone quick. And you can then begin to fade it. But at very beginning, I want you to do a lot of reinforcing for good effort, and just have them be short little sessions at first. And remember, those first sessions aren't actually about a trail ride or aren't really about working for exercise. What those first sessions about is trying to reschedule, or kind of reprogram how we think. So instead of thinking, oh, this is a long arduous journey I don't want to do, at first you want them to think, oh, I love this. So start where you're going to set them up for success, which is probably going to be around the barn or places that don't have the soft grass, and get that reinforcement set up. Then I would take him to the grassy areas. So maybe do that for a few days. And then I might take him to the grassy area. When he's good, click reinforce, click reinforce, click reinforce, take him off the grassy area, and get him back home and be done with it. So it's just a very short time on the grassy area, and you can reinforce him steadily on the way home as well. Anyway, so Carol, I hope this helps you out. I mean, it's kind of I think just by starting it in the saddle, period, you're going to have some better results. Anyway, so if you have more questions, or as you progress along and you get, maybe you come to a different place, please don't hesitate to ask. Anyway, so I hope that helps you. I hope that helps anybody else out there who might be having similar issues. And again, if anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to send them to askshawna.com. Anyway, till next time, enjoy getting your horse on Tiger. Bye.